If you've ever had to coordinate a team of people working on multiple projects, you know that the hardest part is keeping track of where everyone is up to and what everyone is working on. That's what Trello helps you see instantly at a glance. This is Trello. Trello is really simple. It's just a bunch of lists, and each list has on it multiple cards. And each card is one of the little projects that your team is working on. On the right-hand side, you see a bunch of images here. Those are all the people on this team, and they all have access to this board. And this particular team is a company called Artist Exploitation Incorporated. What they do is find young garage bands on YouTube and then give them an extreme makeover and then an exploitative recording contract. So on the left-hand side, we have the new bands that we've just found on YouTube. And when we find a new one, all we have to do is click Add Card and type in the name of whoever we found on there. Each of these cards has a bunch of stuff on the back of it, which you get to just by clicking on the card. This one has some voting, as you can see. There's a bunch of conversation, like a little chat here. And of course, you can upload and embed things. So there's an uploaded YouTube video of the band live at work. The first thing that we're going to do on this team is pick the top ranked bands. Everybody votes on the ones that they like, and the ones that are best, we're going to actually do live in-person auditions. And so we're just going to drag over some of those cards into the audition column in order to choose the ones that need an audition. And then I'm going to assign people to them. So I'm going to assign Lena will be in charge of My Little Brother, and Tyler is Canadian, so he can do Girlfriend in Canada. And Justin's going to do Sedate the Lemmer. And I really like that Sedate That Lemmer band, and it got a lot of votes. So I'm going to drag it up to the top here so we work on that one first. By the way, this stuff is all happening in a web browser over the internet, and everything is instantly synchronized as you make changes. So whatever changes I make here will immediately show up in all other browsers, everywhere else on the internet. And so people can just keep a copy of this open on their desktop and immediately see what's going on with their team as the changes are made. They'll immediately reflect on there. All right, so Justin goes in, he does an audition of the Sedate the Lemmer band. He thinks they're really awesome. We're going to sign them up, and we send them over to the makeover department just by dragging them over here. And I'm going to assign our makeover artist, Michael, to work on that. Michael is going to actually just draw a little image of what he thinks the band should look like. There's his drawing, and upload this to the back of the card where everybody can see it. There we go. And finally, he's going to send it over to the final review process when he's done. And I'm in charge of all the final reviews, so I'm going to assign myself to that card. And when I look at this band, there's a couple of changes that I want to make. So I'm going to add a checklist here of all the things that I want to change. First of all, I think it should be a little bit more glam. Secondly, I want to somehow find a way to exploit the teenage girls' love for vampires and Twilight and everything to do with that whole thing. And third, more cowbell, definitely. Once I've added my checklist, I'm just going to take this card and send it back to the makeover department where Michael's going to go in there and make these changes that I've asked for. He's already got a picture that has a slightly more glam version, and then he can check that off. For capitalizing on Twilight, he's just going to propose a different name for the band. That should do that. And the cowbell we can always add in post-production. No problem. So he sends it to me for final review, and I love it. And I just drag it over to the record first album column where we assign our recording engineer, John, to work on that. Now, everything about this process is completely reconfigurable at will. So, for example, if we decide that this band has to wait another year to get a little bit older, we can make a new list for bands that are waiting to get older. There we go, and we can drag it over there and wait. It's a very simple process by which anybody can keep track of everything that's going on easily. Let me show you a couple of other simple Trello boards. This is not only for exploiting youth bands. 400 Ventures is a VC firm. They invest in small startups, and their deal flow comes in on the left-hand side, ideas for investments. They get reviewed by associates, and then they get assigned to partners to review. They go to a full partner meeting, and the current portfolio is things that they have invested in. Past investments is things that they've already sold. So that's an example of a small team using Trello to keep track of all their investments and make sure that they know where everything is up to. Another example I have here is the system administration team. This is a real board from the Stack Exchange system admin team. George and Kyle use it to keep track of stuff that they might want to do one day, stuff that they're going to do, stuff that they're doing right now, etc. And everybody can instantly see where the team is up to on all of their projects. Trello is optimized to run on any size screen. So I can run it on a smartphone, or you can run it on this big video display that we've set up so that everybody on the team can look up and instantly see what's going on. And of course, it's all synchronized. So if you make a change on the phone, that'll immediately show up on the screen behind me. Trello is easy to use, it's free, and it's available today.
My name is Lee Hoffman, and I'm the CEO of Very, and we're building a really fun and engaging way for everybody in the world to learn online. We had literally tried tons of different apps, from the most brand name ones to, obscure ones, to manage software development and design and the other things that we're doing in the company. And I remember the first time I went on Trello, it was just instantly intuitive and easy to use, and no other app we had ever tried was able to do that.
We had initially started using Trello mostly for software development, which is what I think most people had thought about it as its primary use. But I actually started using it to manage our content creation. We had a growing team, and it was a great way to manage this team of interns, and everyone could see what everyone else was working on, see what everyone else's priorities were too, so it allowed for better transparency across team members. And I also use it for my personal to-do list outside of anything I do for work, which is really nice because I can also catalog things I've done in the past. We love Trello as much as we like Jello.